Right, Daniel.
It's
Hello.
Daniel.
Daniel
Hello.
Card has
How
entered
we?
the building.
He got his card out this evening, Daniel. We're just amazed by you, my friend.
Well, it was the right number, right?
It
Well,
was a great number.
It was the absolute number, the sweet spot of numbers. If everybody can donate what you donated, then we're gonna have a bloody good holiday, I think. But yeah,
just don't tell my missus.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
well,
In the
it's
vault.
because nothing about what we're doing is public, right?
That is true. That is true. But you never know. She probably doesn't watch my Twitter feed quite so as much interest as really doing anything else. I think.
Gotcha.
Well,
So-
for the benefit of several listeners, of which
Yes.
let's see how many listeners we currently have. 49 listeners.
Very
All right.
nice.
Dan Card is an honorary beer farmer
He is indeed.
for many, many reasons. But for one real particularly powerful reason tonight, in that he donated £1,337 to our cause,
Which is
Right.
incredible.
which is
Largest single
13%
donation.
of our target
Yes.
in one single donation.
Yeah.
So, Dan, we thank you.
No
Hugely.
problemo. No problemo. Well, let's hope my customers pay their invoices on time, right?
Well, if not, just send me and Ian round.
Speaking of which, I think people need to know a little bit about Daniel Card. So, Daniel, how did you get into information security, and how did you sort of like become the major success and mogul that you are today?
Brilliant
Well,
question.
I'm not sure of a major success or mogul, but how did I get into information security? Well, I think it's how I got into technology. When I was a kid, my parents got a PC. They installed Doom, and they said you were not allowed to play this game.
Right. Of course.
So like that was like absolutely the game I was going to play. So not only did I manage to, I mean, the way they tried to stop me was stupid. I think they hid the files so I wouldn't know where they were, so I didn't know to run them, which is clearly a bit nuts.
So there was a little hacker Dan back in the day.
Yeah, little hacker Dan. But they also had only configured the PC sound card, and you guys are probably of the right age to remember what that sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty shit. Anyway, I enabled the sound blaster, and I scared the shit out of myself because imps jumping out at you, fireballs growling, not on the PC speaker was a different experience. So I started at a young age.
It changed my life, Dan. It changed my life.
And I started removing malware from small companies' machines, and the start of my technology journey was very much in the gaming space, and I really wanted to be a game designer. I really wanted to make games like Doom, and I started doing level editing and 3D modeling and graphics, and I realized I was really shit at those things. And that culminated around the Half-Life sort of time when I released a level, and I was like, I'm really not that good at this. But I am pretty good at understanding people's problems. I'm good at applying technology to them. I'm good at looking at things from a holistic point of view and working at a broad and deep level. So I tend to fly around the broad spectrum and then go into packet level analysis when I need to, learn lots of things, and then instantly move on to something else and forget everything I've learned.
So carry on.
Yeah, so that's really, I started off from an avid gamer point of view. I moved into tech. With tech comes security. To me, they are the same thing. There's no difference. Maybe that's the age thing or what. But to me, technology, deployment, and security are just the same thing.
So you're quite active in the CTF side of things, and in fact, you contribute a lot. You do quite a few CTFs for the B-sides. Do you want to maybe give a quick overview of what Pawn Defend is?
Yeah. So
how it started and that?
I started
Just before you do that, I apologise for my colleague's language there. It's Pwn Defend, not Pawn.
Whatever.
My
Scottish.
So I started Pwn Defend. I obviously play Hack the Box, and I work on CTFs, and hacking all the things is great. And I decided to create something, to start with, just to see if anyone would play. So I just built a vulnerable web service, made a little game box. But I thought I'd do it with a twist. I wouldn't do it in an arena. I thought I'd do it just open on the internet and see how long it took someone to bone it. And from there, it really grew. So people started playing. I started doing guerrilla CTFs at conferences. And really, my idea here is to bring real world scenarios with real world tech that you will see if you go into the security. If you work in technology, you'll see this stuff in companies. And I'm trying to bring that into the CTF arena more. So I'm trying to bring stuff that's realistic, but I'm also trying to bring stuff into the arena that means people with any level of skill can play. I always see on Twitter people say, "Oh, I'm not good enough to play CTFs." Everyone is good enough to play in CTF. Until you play, you won't learn any skills. Like, there should definitely a route to everyone. So that's why I created Pwn Defend, and touchwood, so far it's gone pretty well.
Yeah, personally, I think it's a huge asset to the community. So a big thank you for the work you've done.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, the security community is great. I know there's a lot of drama on Twitter, and it's very easy to say something that offends someone, or they get offended at being offended, or
Never.
But there's so much good in the community. The people I'm meeting, yourselves included, but every day I speak to someone new. One of the things that I love about engaging online and through the community space is, if you don't just use it as an echo chamber and you talk to people, it's really a great place to meet people, to help people, to learn from people. Like, I've built up a big network online, and we help each other. And I think that's something that gets lost in all the number of followers or the dramas or whatever shit's going on in InfoSec Twitter of the day. But there's really ways of making connections professionally, personally, that can really help. Because I think we're in an industry that is really tough in the sense of it's so broad, it's so deep. I think everyone suffers from imposter syndrome. Everyone realizes the more they do, the less they know. And we're in a sort of like a battling position. And I think that it's only through by working together as a team, as a community, that you really manage to overcome these things. Like, it's important that people know that they're not meant to know everything. They're not meant to do everything. They're not meant to be the best at everything. And it's through a team and community that it works together better.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't have put it better myself, actually. You make a good point, and I watch you, not in a weird way, by the way. But I do watch you, and we chat quite a lot, I think it's fair to say. And you kind of cut through all the crap. You just get on with it. You've got a mission, whether it's doing your CTFs, whether it's, releasing videos about how to defend or attack and all that kind of stuff. And you seem...
Your farmer's drinks.
And that as well. But you do seem to have an almost unique ability to just detach from all the crap and get on with what we're all about. So just explain to people how you do that.
I just started blocking everyone that talks shit.
What a great approach.
Which isn't true, right? I spent ages not blocking anyone. It takes a lot for me to block someone. I just try and focus on what I'm doing professionally as well as like with people. My days, as you can probably see from when I put my Frog Morning World messages, my days are sometimes really long. I get up quite early. I work a stupid number of hours, and I try and balance everything badly. And I think that really just by focusing on what you want to do and what you're trying to get out of the world, and not focusing on the drama so much, it really helps. And like I said, I try not to echo chamber in Twitter. Sometimes I go on massive rants or long threads, but I'll try and engage with people. I actually want to talk to people. I want a conversation. I don't just want to shout my opinion in the world. So that's what I think. I think it's more about communication with each other than it is about communicating your point. Because I know every day that I learn something, I learn that I don't know enough. And I love learning. So the more I learn, the more I know I don't know anything, the better I feel about that fact, because you have to accept it. I've been in the industry for coming on to 20 years probably,
Yeah.
and that doesn't include like my really young days. And I'm like, well, I'm never going to be the best at everything in the world, and that's okay. But I am pretty good at what I do. I love what I do. It's great fun. I love helping companies. I love helping people. So if you take that positive approach and try and apply that as pragmatically as possible, because the world is a shit place.
Yeah.
Um,
And we can't do everything, can we? Right?
no, absolutely. Also, everyone has a fucking opinion, right? Like, you can post something, or you can talk to someone in a conference, or you can speak to someone in a meeting room, and someone will say something about technology, which is like, they're right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And that you just got to accept that that's the case. And if you can have a debate with them and get them to be more level-headed, or
Good luck with that.
like if it matters enough, you can start arguing and you can defend your position, or you can put, whatever you need to do. Other time you just say, well, he's just going to moan, or she's going to moan anyway, or they're just going to have that opinion, or they love VMware or Microsoft, or they love penguins. And it's like, cool, you love penguins and you want penguins used everywhere, go ahead, that's cool. I don't really care, as long as the tech does what the business objective is, and it's adoptable, it's usable, it's supportable, and it fits within your constraints. I'm pretty cool with it. So
Yeah.
try and take a bit of a level-headed view. You're never going to achieve perfection. I've had someone turn around to me before and say they want 100% security. I nearly fell on my fucking ass.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Yeah. Beware of security absolutism, I think is
Indeed.
the term.
I wrote a blog about this, which is quoting Star Wars, which I'm probably now going to misquote, but only the Sith deal in absolutes. And
Yeah.
and that's what we get. If people are too opinionated in this space, it's a real problem. It's a problem for productivity. It's a problem for adoption. I mean, the number of people I speak to who think that we all A, do magic,
Yeah.
B, speak shit,
Yeah.
and they just want to get on, do their business, and they want to, they have focuses. It's not that people don't care about security. It's just they care about other things as well. So it's all about making sure you're mixing, understanding your requirements and mixing your viewpoints and perspectives so that you can draw a full picture. Because some business models rely on certain things happening.
Yeah.
And it's important to understand business architecture, business drivers, and business operating models, as well as all the zeros and ones and the risk points, the vulnerabilities, and all the crazy shit you see in a computer.
Yeah.
But in the end, we're mainly here, and I'm excluding some of the defense and critical infrastructure stuff in this, but as the majority of people are working in the commercial space, they are defending against commodity threats. You need to be pragmatic about what you do.
Yep. Yes, you do. I think you nail it there, really, Dan, with the word pragmatism. Yeah, we can't get everything we want, and we'll never nail 100% security. And it's about picking your battles, using your time, your resources, your people, your expertise wisely to get the right result, and apply controls where they're actually needed. And that's incredibly important.
Well, it's very hard to make take the CIS control set, right? It's a great baseline. It's got, thousands of settings in from memory.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do everything. Like, it's important to pick what's important. Like, the number of organizations that you can walk into and run Responder and get either userland or domain admin is nuts. So it's like, when we start doing the foundations, and I'm going to avoid the basic term, but if we can start working on the foundations, if we can start engaging with the business, if we can start having business language conversations and implementing controls that are adoptable, that people can use, that are within the constraints of budget, resources, skills, training, and all the other pieces, you're going to find your journeys a lot easier. It's not going to necessarily be easy, because we are essentially in a very hard space. We've got technology deployed all over the world that's, most organizations have got high technical debt, they've got weak security postures, and they've got quite a lot of constraints.
Yeah.
So it's about, how do you move in those spaces? And you move well through communication.
Yeah, no, I agree. Completely agree.
So,
okay. Yeah.
I had a question, Dan.
Yeah, sure.
What's it like? What's it like to own a Ford Mondeo?
It's funny because it's probably got more Volvo components than it has Ford. Um,
So for those who don't know, Aston was owned by Ford. Ford's parts are in Aston, so it's a bit of a joke with Dan.
If you
But
look-
what's
if you
it
look at
like
the-
owning one of the coolest cars in Memphis?
it's really nice when it doesn't have any issues. It's really nice when you haven't got to pay for fuel, servicing, insurance. It's a cool car, right? It's I don't do a lot apart from work. I work, spend whatever time I can with my family, and then I like driving. So it's
Do you ever pretend to be James Bond?
I've got the James Bond soundtrack in the car.
Awesome.
I think that though is not unique to me. I think quite a lot of the people I speak to online, especially those of the Astunde hashtag, they also have a Bond theme in the car or two. So it's all
Brilliant.
good. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
All right, Dan. Listen, mate, we're done, and thank you very much indeed for sharing your time with us. But
And
more,
thank you again.
more importantly, mate, thank you very much indeed for sharing your cash with us.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Honestly, it's great what you guys are doing. Really happy and proud to be part of this.
Thanks,
Uh,
brother.
Yeah, really
And-
appreciate it, mate.
I look forward to the next beer we have.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be soon, pal.
Wait,
Nice one.
what do you mean beer?
Yeah.
Beers.
Beer.
With
That
S.
is true. That is true. But we always tell the missus it's just one beer, right? It's just
Always.
one really long one.
Always just the one. All right, Dan. All the best, mate.
Cheers, guys. Bye.